Man.
This is delicious.
So sometimes, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, let's do this video. And I have no clue what to expect. And then when you're pleasantly surprised,
And then
it's a pleasant surprise.
It's a happy miracle.
Yeah.
Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Erin.
And we are back with another video. However, this one's going to be a little bit different. Sometimes over here, we just want to have fun. We do a ton of blind reviews, drawing things at random, not knowing what we're drinking.
Yep.
This time we do know what we're drinking, although
Yes.
we don't know what to expect because this is a whiskey from a company we've never had whiskey from before.
Correct.
Dogfish Head. I'm very familiar with their beers, particularly the 60 and 90 minute IPAs. The 120 minute IPA I have tried once, way too much for me. I'm not that big a fan of hops, but the 60 and the 90 minute are very good.
Okay.
I'm fond of their beers. That doesn't mean we're going to love the whiskey. We're going to see what it's like. We just want to have fun with this review.
So, I'm sorry.
This is their alternate takes 4, which is 74% aged in Sam Adams Utopia barrels, which is a $250 beer. One bottle of it is a $250 beer.
Dang.
And then the other 26% of it is aged in Oloroso sherry barrels, and this is an American single malt. So we got an American single malt aged in beer and sherry.
Okay.
86% or 86 proof, 43% ABV.
Okay.
So this is going to be totally different.
So they
for
don't
us.
age this in their own beer barrels.
Right. They source the Utopia barrels for this.
Gotcha.
And in my mind, what's interesting about this is the fact that there are other beer companies like Rogue, and I drank a lot of Rogue Dead Guy back in the day. Rogue makes whiskey.
Okay.
There's a lot of beer makers who are getting into the whiskey
Interesting.
game.
Cool.
And I kind of want to see, is it worth trying whiskey from beer makers? You know, I'm assuming this is going to be quite a bit different than anything we're used to, but let's find out.
Yeah.
On the nose.
It smells?
Smells like whiskey.
It smells like whiskey,
Smells like kind of good whiskey.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Man, this reminds me of like a Brown Foreman or a Barton 1792 profile.
This smells juicy, too.
Yeah, it smells juicy, banana-y.
I'm getting banana, and not an unripe banana, not a green banana, like a ripe banana.
Oh, the perfect ripeness.
Yeah.
I eat bananas every day, and when they get in this zone, I start getting real happy. I don't like it when they're too green. They just taste like dust, like chalk dust.
They're a little
And when they go too far,
tart.
they're just mushy and messy. But this right here is perfectly right.
interesting. I'd see if it tastes as good as it
Yeah,
smells.
smells great. Let's get it on the palate.
Oh, wow.
Wow, it's really creamy.
I mean, it is 86
Oh.
proof, so the viscosity is not very thick, but the flavor's really good.
I'm getting the beer on the finish. Wow, the beer barrel, the way it's interacting with the Oloroso sherry.
I don't think I'm that well versed in beer to know.
Right. Wow, this is interesting. This is surprising. Like I went into this and and full disclosure, they sent us a sample of this, so you know we didn't have to make a video about it or anything, and we don't have to show them this video before we publish it. We just wanted to have some fun with this one.
Yeah.
I am pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Another sip now that we know.
So this is giving me classic single malt flavors, like a
Yeah.
single malt whiskey, which I don't know what that means, but I know it when I taste it. So I
Yeah.
don't know what it is, but when I taste it, it tastes like a single malt.
I got more malt on the second sip, which is kind of a honey note. Like this is like
I like single malts.
yeah, this is like banana notes, honey notes, has a really rich, creamy mouthfeel to it. For 86 proof, this is coming through.
The flavor, there's a
Yeah.
lot of flavor for 86
Yeah,
proof.
there
The
is.
only way I could tell it's lower proof is the liquid itself is a little thin, like the actual like liquid viscosity, but the flavor does not taste 86 proof.
See, and I know what you're saying. Like I'm getting viscosity wise, I'm getting a creamy feel, but it just doesn't coat everything and stick
I'm
around.
tasting creamy.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm not feeling creamy.
Yeah, man, this has got really like nice banana pudding vibes with some brown sugar in it. And you're getting a little bit of the influence of the beer barrel here that's kind of bringing it together. It's not your typical Kentucky bourbon because it's not typical Kentucky bourbon. This is an American single malt
This
that's
is
been
good.
finished in beer and sherry barrels. So I'm actually stunned at how much I'm liking this. It's $55.
Me too.
It's a limited release. I should say that up front. It's a
Okay.
limited release. Everything's a limited release these days. So that's a little bit of a bummer.
Okay. Can they get it right now at the
Yeah.
point of this film
Yep.
or this
Yep.
this video coming out?
Yeah, it released in mid-May, And it's like I said, $55 for a 750 milliliter. It's only distributed in like 6 states, so it's not widely prevalent. But look at your online outlets and see if you can find it there.
Can we get it in Tennessee?
I don't know if we can get it in Tennessee. I should have done my due diligence. I know it's not one of the states it's distributed to.
Okay.
But it might be available through online retailers, or if you know somebody in one of the states it's distributed to, and what we're saying here sounds super interesting to you. Maybe, like me, you have an affinity for Dogfish Head beers, and you want to try what their whiskey is like. This has kind of got me interested to try that Rogue Dead Guy whiskey too.
Well, and I will say I'm not a big beer person, so I don't even have an affinity for Dogfish Head, let alone beer in general. And I think this is delicious because I don't think the beer, it's not overly beery.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It tastes like whiskey. It tastes like a single malt whiskey, and it tastes delicious, like good single malt whiskey.
A good single malt with that, yeah. I think one of the things that's most surprising about it is how creamy it is. There's no spice. Like if you want to talk about smooth whiskey, this is it. There's
no spice, but there's a flavor like bomb, like a flavor cluster that could be interpreted as spice for some people.
Oh, I don't get any spice on this.
It's a flavor cluster. It's a very intense flavor for an 86 proof.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Shout out to Dogfish Head. Thanks for sending a sample over.
Yeah.
We didn't have to make a video. Just wanted to do it for fun. Turned out to be quite fun.
Glad we did it.
Yeah. Glad we did it. If you can get this in your state, check it out if this is of interest to you. If you can get this in your state and you have a second bottle that you can get and you want to talk with us about it, let us know in the comments below or email us at stuffandwhiskey@gmail.com, because we might be in search of a bottle of this stuff.
Good.
So very, very cool. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Yeah. If you did, like the video and think about subscribing to the channel. Most of our reviews over here are blind, so if you like that, you should definitely subscribe.
Yes,
and you should hit that bell if you want to join us on one of our live streams. We do those once a month, and we would love for you to join us for a pour.
We would, absolutely. That's it for today. Be good to each other, and until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.